Harry here from Urban Specialty Woods. Today's another workshop and we're going to use Festool Tools to make a live edge table. This is a project you can do at home. So please join me and my team, Jazz, Don, and Sal, and follow along. The first thing we have to do when we're selecting is select the wood. What is your project going to be? Today we're doing a slab table, so are you going to buy one piece of wood, one large piece of wood, something smaller for a desk or a coffee table, or are you going to be buying multiple pieces to join them together and do a glue up to get to your table, your end finished product? So these are all questions that determine how you're going to proceed with your project. With that, when a customer comes in, typically they want to know, they have an idea that they're looking for either black walnut or cherry, or maybe they want an exotic wood like Paduke, but it's all up to personal taste. So once they select their slab, it's our responsibility to help them determine what is the outcome of that slab. So the first thing we do is you got to get the slab flat. And I know lots of people think they could take a belt sander and grind it down. It'll look pretty, but it's not going to be flat. And now you're going to have lots of challenges when you go to put your apron, your legs, or whatever else on it. So what we do, there's several ways of getting your slab flat, and probably the cheapest way is do it by hand. Then I read an article in Fine Woodworking about 3 years ago, using a router and a jig to flatten large slabs. But you can make it big, like this one, or small, like the Festool one we have outside, which we will use. Jazz will show you how that's set up. But basically, it's nothing more than a carriage, and you're working on an X and Y axis. And as we go along, we're going back and forth, making passes with the router bit, bringing it back, taking roughly about 3/4 to an inch, I would say about 1/8 of an inch deep off, and you go back and forth. The trick when you do it this way is you want to start with your bottom, what will be the bottom of the slab up, because you only need to surface this to probably about 80%. Then you flip this part over, this slab over, and surface the top. We have shim blocks that we put on the carriage that go down in 1/2 inch increments. So as our plunge router bottoms out, we block one side, drop it down 1/2 inch, go to this side, drop it down, bring the router back up, and start the whole process again. It is not that difficult. Drawbacks on this process: very messy. In a small area, you will have dust everywhere. I recommend that you do this outside or someplace where you have good ventilation. So you don't have a CNC, you don't have a Lucas mill, but this process, if you're going to build 1 or 2 tables, 3 tables, will work very effectively. This is a piece of black walnut that we were fooling around when we first did it. I left the burn marks and the ridges in to show you what will happen. This was obviously moving too fast, so you have burn marks. You can see the swirl of the router head. This is off a CNC. It's a 4-headed, 4-knived blade on the CNC. There's 2 flats and 2 downward spirals. Playing around with it by removing the 2 flat blades, the burning stopped. So let's go out and see Jazz set up the Festool.